You know, spring is a time to hit the reset button in many ways, and this morning we're looking at healthy eating right here in the studio. And this morning we've got Julie Hossack with us. She's a nutritional coach and personal trainer for Lifetime Bridge, and she's got 5 ways to spring clean your diet. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad to be here.
So, Julie, you say the first thing people really need to do is look at their kitchen and start decluttering when it comes to all the junk they've got in the house?
Absolutely. I mean, when I'm talking to my nutrition clients, the first thing that I tell them to do is take stock of what's in their kitchen, make sure they get rid of the high sugar items.
All the things we love, like
I know, of course.
The buttered popcorn with caramel and the cookies right here and the chips.
The issue with those things is they're so high in sugar that they're going to start off some processes in your body that are going to cause you to hold on to fat.
And people don't really think about that, like eating caramel popcorn can actually do that. Your body will retain the fat.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what we want to do is we want to clear those things out so they're just not available. And when they're not there, believe it or not, eventually you do lose those cravings.
You say eating seasonal is really important. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you get a chance, get to your farmers markets as soon as they open. I know it's not quite warm enough yet, but it's coming, right? Get into your markets, buy the fruits and vegetables that are seasonal, that are available right now, and that are sourced locally. Those vegetables are going to be the ones that have the highest amount of nutrients in them, much more so than the nationally sourced items.
And you know what, too, everyone says you should get 8 glasses of water a day, but hydration really is super important.
Exactly. I tell my Lifetime clients, make sure you always got a water bottle with you. Try to get in at least 64 ounces a day. Water is so important. It's one of the most important nutrients for our body. And if you're getting enough in, you're going to have good digestion. You're going to have good detoxification. And without it, you can really get fatigued, and it just really brings you down.
Well, so that's basically 4 of these.
You got to drink a lot.
Which is a
right?
lot, but you got to do it.
It's important,
because you'll feel better. And a lot of protein options I see here. Tell us about that. Absolutely.
So when I'm taking a look at redoing a refrigerator, for example, we want to have things that are easy to grab, right? That it's best if you can take a day on the weekend, do some meal prep, and have those things available. But also having things like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. I always have a dozen eggs in my fridge. I like the pre-packed salmon, things like that.
A lot easier. Just throw that in the grill or on the George Foreman inside until it gets warmer.
Absolutely, exactly. So we want to be trying to eat at least half of our plate with the greens and veggies, a nice big amount of protein. And then when you come into your pantry, having a lot of nuts are really fantastic because they've got the omega-3s that help with all sorts of different things. And then you want to have some carbohydrates that are not quite so easy to process, not quite so hard in sugar. So it's a little bit more complex carbs.
Tell me about that. When you've got more of the complex carbs, does that sustain you more because it's got more protein in it so you're not starving?
Well, what happens is when you have too much simple sugars, your body can only use a certain amount. So, you know, you're going to use them up a little bit, you're going to use them up pretty quickly, and then all of a sudden you're going to crash. You're going to have that blood sugar crash. And so that's going to result in the production of cortisol, so you're going to have these big swings up and down. When you eat protein mixed with a more complex carbohydrate, that's just going to smooth out your blood sugar, and you're not going to have those big up and down swings.
Okay, we've got about 20 seconds or so left. I never thought about this, but you're saying you should change your supplements when it's springtime.
Absolutely. So everyone should have foundational supplements as part of their diet, a good multivitamin, a fish oil. But in the spring, it's also important to add some vitamin C. We've got all these pollens and things in the air that can decrease our immunity. And we also want to take a little bit of chance to get out in that sun, get some energy going from vitamin D, but when you're doing that, you want to increase your universal antioxidant ALA as well so that you reduce the risk of having cancer effects.
Julie, thanks so much for joining us. Some great tips.
Thanks.
And for more information on Julie's ideas and her tips and the Lifetime Fitness website, log on to our website, cbschicago.com, just a little later on this morning.